D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? And welcome to my weekend review where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Also down below in the description you can find the 3 articles that I read to bring you this story. You can read them for yourself and again create your own opinion. You don't have to just listen to me. I also want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube recently, a couple months ago, did a bot and old account cleanse/purge, and there's a lot of collateral damage. So consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos, and I thank you in advance. So let's just dive right into these 3 stories. And so for my first story, Disney's top executives are sacrificing their own salaries in an effort to help fund payments to employees during this drastic economic downturn caused by the novel coronavirus pandemic. That includes Disney's outgoing CEO, Bob Iger, pledging to give up 100% of his own salary in a letter issued to employees. Incoming CEO, Bob Chapek, further states that effective April 5th, all VPs will have their salaries reduced by 20%, SVPs by 25%, and EVPs and above by 30%. I will be taking a 50% reduction in my salary. This temporary action will remain in effect until we foresee a substantive recovery in our business. Our executive chairman, Bob Iger, has chosen to forego 100% of his salary. In light of this, we are going to be implementing a variety of necessary measures designed to better position us to weather this extraordinary challenges. Among them, we will be asking our senior executives to help shoulder the burden by taking a reduction in pay, effective April 5th. Disney has been hit hard by the coronavirus COVID-19 and the global measures being taken to combat it. Analysis has estimated the company was losing upwards of $350,000 per day as of last week, as movie theaters and theme parks are closed for unknown stretches of time. And retail all around the world has slowed as the global economy teeters on the brink. Still, it's suspected that Disney has enough cash in its vaults to weather the storm. And the executive level foregoing their usual haul of big money will definitely help to offset the money the employees, the parks, retail, and production divisions need while they are forced to stay at home. Disney is but one of several big companies making executive salary cuts to offset the losses of the coronavirus pandemic. And it is logical, if not admirable. After all, how can you pay yourself big salaries and bonuses on managing a stalled business? And I think that this is a good idea. I mean, Disney doesn't have a parent company like some of the other studios. And I think that this is a good idea. And plus, it looks good on their part. They're paying their employees that are on the bottom levels and everything, and they're not taking their millions of dollars for the year or whatnot. And I think this is great as far as their looks-wise, PR-wise. But I just don't know. I mean, there's talks about Apple buying them at this moment in time, and you know, and they're just, it's crazy times. I hate the virus. I hate it. I can't handle it. It's ruining everything. So that's my first story of the day. So for my second story, there's a whole lot of shuffling going on at Sony Pictures with their release slate. The new release dates are the result of the current coronavirus outbreak. Now, Ghostbusters Afterlife has been moved to March 5th, 2021 from the original July 10th release date, while the Sony/Marvel pick Morbius, starring Jared Leto as a vampire, will now be released on March 19th, 2021, as opposed to its July 31st debut, which kind of bumps me out. I was looking forward to that. Tom Hanks' World War II pick, Greyhound, has been pushed to a to-be-decided date from its original June 12th premiere, while the Kevin Hart pick, Fatherhood, will now hit theaters on October 23rd instead of its January 15th, 2021. Release date. Now, Deadline previously reported that Peter Rabbit, The Runaway, which will now debut on January 15th, 2021 instead of August 7th, while Uncharted, which has delayed production and will now open on October 8th, 2021 instead of March 5th, 2021. And finally, an untitled Sony Marvel pick which I'm very curious to see what it was supposed to be or what it will be, has been moved to a to-be-decided date instead of opening on October 8th, 2021. Now, Sony's shuffling of the release dates follows Hollywood shutting down feature productions, as well as various studios scrambling to push/delay and postpone release dates in the wake of the COVID-19. And again, I just hate this whole thing. It's not just ruining our health, it's ruining our day-to-day lives and everything, and it's just really hard right now. So that's my second story. I know, bummer on both accounts, but I'm going to try to lighten you up with this one. This one's I think this is a good story and it's pretty fun. And now, so some of you may remember the notoriously difficult Dragon's Lair arcade games from the 80s. I know I remember it, but I'll talk about that in a second. And it's now being reported that Ryan Reynolds is in talks to play the lead in a live-action Netflix adaptation. Now, this just sounds great. Just listen to this. Some of you may remember the Dragon's Lair arcade game. I'm not quite ancient enough myself, but I did play the Sega Genesis version, so I'm pretty old. And that's, that game is from the early 80s. Now, it featured groundbreaking graphics from its time. That's John Bluth that drew everything, or his company, and was notoriously difficult to clear and has since inspired several comic books and short-lived animated series. I'll tell you right now, that game was pretty hard. But the Hollywood Reporter reports that Ryan Reynolds is in talks to play the lead in a live-action Dragon's Lair movie for Netflix. Though not confirmed in the trade's write-up, it's assumed he'd play the game's main character, Dirk the Daring, and then further details are sparse, but we do know that Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark screenwriters Dan and Kevin Hageman, I think that's how you say their name, will pen the script. Now, again, I think this sounds great. I think Ryan Reynolds is great for this part. I think that I liked Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I thought that was a good movie. And I think this is great. I hope that they bring more of the comedic stuff to it rather than just like the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, like horror aspect of it. But there is a dragon and a dark wizard and everything. But if you go back and just look at the anime, you can see that on YouTube and everything. But if you just go back and look at the animation from that game, it was Don Bluth. He came from Disney. He gave them a run for their money for a little while there with Fern Gully and Land Before Time and The Secrets of NIMH. So good. I love Don Bluth animated movies, even the ones that aren't so great. But I just think that this sounds fantastic. I personally can't wait to see it. I hope they speed it in production. With all this stuff going on, they can do everything on Zoom and casting and getting locations if they need to, and setting up everything, hiring everything they need to do, and script writing and all that stuff they can do from home. It's just when this whole pandemic ends, they can just be like, all right, we're getting here now and we're starting filming on this date, and boom, 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 get all their ducks in a row and then just get them all set when they go. So those are my 3 stories for today. What do you guys think about them? How do you feel about Bob Iger and Bob Chapek and all of the executives taking a pay cut? Some like Bob Iger taking no salary at all. How do you feel about Sony Pictures moving all their release dates back? And then how do you feel about this Dragon's Lair movie with Ryan Reynolds? Do you think it sounds fantastic like I do? Or do you think this sounds like a total, nothing burger? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys next Sunday on my week in review. You guys have a good and stay safe week. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that geek what icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.